The first thing Erica noticed when she woke up was that she was screaming. The second, she was falling. But from where? And toward what? The wind whistled past her ears.
I'm trained for this. I have to get control.
As her eyes gained focus, she had only a moment to register the rushing river she was about to plummet into. She flexed every muscle in her body so when she hit the water a moment later, she didn't break any bones. Erica plunged into the water. She was grateful for her training. She'd survived the fall, but her problems were far from over.
Where am I? And how did I get here?
As dark currents swirled round her, she only knew she wasn't ready to die, especially not like this. A spy does not, must not drown.
Murdered by water? I might as well be clobbered to death by a teddy bear.
Erica kicked her strong legs, but felt a tugging at her feet.
Oh, damn it, what now?
The wild current had dragged her downstream, and Erica was now tangled in some river weeds. The vines clung to her ankles, pulling her down deeper.
I'm running out of air.
Erica's lungs screamed. With one final kick, she broke free and raced towards the light above her. Finally, her head broke the surface. Erica gasped for air as she swam to the edge of the river and heaved herself onto the bank. She felt so weak. She lay there until her breath steadied. It was only when she looked around that she realized how lost she truly was. Nothing looked familiar. She didn't recognize the river or the bridge that straddled it.
Where am I? Oh.
Erica was startled by the sound of her own voice. It sounded nothing like the raspy tone she usually spoke in. Erica looked down at her hands. Gone were the well-manicured nails, kept short for utility. They'd been replaced by calloused skin and fingernails caked in dirt. Erica sat back, thinking.
If I'm not in my own body, then the transference was a success. But why am I not in the body of the other test agent?
That had been the plan. Erica was a spy, a highly trained undercover agent with an elite team called the M-League. She had been part of the first test of a technology that could transfer an agent's consciousness into any mark the League needed to neutralize. But if Erica hadn't ended up in the body of the other test agent, whose body was she in?
Toughen up, Erica. You've trained for every scenario. Gather intel.
Erica searched the mind of her host body for clues as to who she was in, but the memories were all too foggy. The only thing she could conjure was the distant sensation of not falling into the river, but being pushed.
Great. Not only did I get transferred to the wrong body, someone's trying to murder me.
Erica climbed to her feet, just as strong hands grabbed her from behind. Erica delivered her signature hammer punch.
Ouch! Where'd you learn to hit like that?
Erica turned to find a handsome man with a short beard fallen to the ground. On his leather jacket, he wore a sheriff's badge pinned above the pocket.
You know me?
What's gotten into you? You all right, Claire?
So, my host's name is Claire. I'd better not act too suspicious. If this guy senses something's off, it'll cause trouble. Sheriff, thank goodness. Something terrible has happened. You have to help me.
The man picked himself off the ground.
Oh, so it's Sheriff now. No longer Sheriff Bennett the bastard. Sheriff Shit for Brains. I could have come up with a lot of names for you too, Claire, but...
Sheriff Bennett halted, noticing her shivering in her wet dress. He hastily pulled off his jacket and wrapped it around her and led her up the bank towards the road.
Christ, Claire, you fell in? Thank God we were doing a patrol for the wolf, or we wouldn't have seen you.
The wolf?
The wolf that's been plaguing the town for years? Killed a whole herd of goats just this morning.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. The wolf. And, what town are we in again?
You must have really bumped your head. You're in Snowdrift, Colorado, the town you've lived in your whole life.
Sheriff Bennett and Erica crested the bank. A horse trotted by, pulling a carriage in which sat a family dressed in turn-of-the-century clothes. The turn of the last century.
Remind me, what year is it?
Claire, it's 1886.
Oh, shit.
Moments later, they were in Sheriff Bennett's wagon, riding through the town of Snowdrift. Erica was puzzled. How had she ended up stuck in the body of a woman named Claire in a tiny mining town in the 1800s?
The transference must have gone wrong and sent me through space and time. How the hell am I gonna get back?
At this thought, Erica put her head in her hands.
How'd you fall in the river? You know, you need to be careful with what little reputation you have left. People in this town are already talking about you enough as it is.
What do you mean? Why would anyone talk about me?
Well, you shack up with the first man to come your way after your husband dies.
Great. Not only do I end up in the wrong body, I end up in the body of the town tramp. It can't be that bad, can it?
Everybody here knows what kind of person you are.
As if on cue, villagers on the street began to point and gawk at Erica, whispering to each other as the wagon passed.
If you don't clean up your act soon, I'll have no choice but to take your children into custody and send you to the women's prison for rehabilitation.
Erica wanted to protest, but decided it was best just to nod along. Her best strategy now was to keep quiet and assess the situation.
If I get sent to prison, it'll be a lot harder for my team to retrieve me from this godforsaken timeline.
It wasn't long after that the carriage mercifully slowed to a stop in front of a run-down thatched shack.
You must be joking.
Erica thought back to her $1 million mansion that the M League had set her up with. No way was she staying here.
Go on now. Get inside and take care of your kids.
Kids? Right. I have children that I love.
3 beautiful stepchildren. Just as much trouble as you are. Go on then.
Erica had no choice but to exit the carriage. Sheriff Bennett climbed out after her. Erica took off the sheriff's jacket and handed it back to him.
Thank you for the ride.
Sheriff Bennett was so surprised by Erica's gratitude he almost dropped his jacket.
What?
Nothing. I just never heard you say thank you before.
Something unspoken passed between the two of them, but before they could acknowledge it, an old woman came charging toward them, yanking a boy of about 11 by the ear.
Ow! Let me go!